Hi, everybody. It's Todd, and welcome to our CRM Admins today for a special tour of the admin section and how to get started in First Freight CRM. And this will apply to whether you are the CRM admin for a giant global top 20 logistics provider, or if you are an owner operator of a small team, you've got 2 or 3 salespeople or 5 or 10, it's going to be the same setting it up. So here we go. Over here on the left-hand side, the main navigation menu, only the CRM admin will see these categories. Your basic salespeople, users will not see any of the admin choices unless you designate them as CRM admin visible. So the first place to start really is up here in your own profile. When you first get into First Freight, you can click on your name or your company name in the profile in the upper left-hand side. And this will take you to your basic details screen, and just do a quick pass here to make sure you're in the right location. You've got the right time zone here in the middle. The currency is your preferred currency. You can change that if you like. Adjust the time zone. That will affect your calendar events, so make sure that's correct. And then you can also change the CRM display language to anything other than English. English is probably the default, but yeah, make sure your phone numbers are in here and everything is up to date. Then you can go back to the admin section, and we're going to start actually in locations. Before we can add our users, it's important or necessary to add our locations. You can see in this case, we've got quite a few stations already in here. If you call them branches, or you want to add a warehouse or any other location, you go to the Add Location button here in the upper right and put in the name, the location code. What is it? Is it a branch or an office or a station, a terminal, or a warehouse? Those are the default location types, and feel free to put all of your locations in there, whether it's got salespeople associated with it or not. It's nice to have your warehouses and offices and all your branches organized in the cloud-based CRM. So you get all the information in there. You add, click Save, and you've got in the list of company locations. Once you've done this, you can go to Users, and again, in the upper right-hand corner, you can see Add a User, and this is where you will add new users. Sometimes new salespeople come and go, and you can reassign all of their information. We'll show you how to do that, all their sales data, to a new salesperson or back to yourself. But you fill out this form as best as you can, their spoken language, the time zone of the user. Maybe they're in another region, but it's very easy to organize this globally for, like I said, just a few or hundreds of salespeople. Down here at the bottom is where you will click the Login Enabled box, give them a password, and they will change that to something more secure, and then indicate what their user role is. Are they another CRM admin, or are they a sales manager or a sales rep? If they're a sales rep, you can indicate that. They might also be a sales manager, and you can see when I click this, it's giving me a list of all the sales reps in the company, and I can choose to click and send them over to this other side, which is where they will be visible. All of their information will be visible now to this new user who will be a sales manager. So sales manager is the one user role that has some flexibility, and you can choose to assign sales reps, any 1 or 2 or more. the whole list if you like, but it's flexible. It allows for sales managers to be out in the field or based in one place, but to have visibility of sales reps in other places. So you can save that, and it will update your users accordingly. So all of your users may be sales reps, but they might be regional managers or branch managers, etc. So that's the second step. So you've added your locations, assigned a user to those locations, as many as you like. And then the third thing to do is to go to settings. Here we have a lot of default lists for the drop downs in First Freight CRM. So you can feel free to just use it as is, or you can update all of these lists. You can easily add, edit, or delete anything in the commodities, for example, or you can quickly change it, very easy. If you want to add a new commodity, always in the upper right-hand corner, add one in there. We'll say medical equipment. And then it shows up in the list here. So very easy. And then you can go through each of these and adjust the drop downs if you like, or just accept them as they are: agent, carrier, subsidiary, a supplier, or you might have a vendor, right? Somebody like First Freight selling you software. Suppliers might be somebody supplying equipment or other things to your company. A subsidiary, a carrier, obviously an agent. So company segments, this is a way to just keep track of the companies in CRM. What is their estimated revenue? How big are they? So you know who should be targeting and how. Company types, this is up to you, but typically you have consignees and shippers, and that's probably the most common. But you have other 3PLs and forwarders in your companies. You can store them all in here. All the, whether they're customers or leads, you can also indicate that. So it's very easy to know, see what the company is and how to pursue them. Competitors, easily update this list. These are the big guys, but you can add local competitors, other forwarders that you know of who compete on stuff, so you can keep track of those in the reports. All of this stuff flows through to the reports. Contact types. This is used in when you're organizing a sales team around a company or a deal. You can indicate who the contact is. The deal types, you'll see when you add a deal, you can indicate if it's a global tender or new business, one-off quote, etc., an RFI. So the admin can update all of this stuff if the ownership or yourself requires. Here's where you can adjust all the event categories. It's very similar to Gmail or Outlook or one of those things, but you can adjust the color if you prefer, or the category names, business trip, a call, conference call. We have all the basics in here, but feel free to add another event category in here. Let's go. Annual meeting. That quickly pops into your list right there. Or you can click the trash can, of course, and delete something. So it's very easy to add, update, get your settings exactly where you want them. The next one is industries. Clearly, most GLPs target certain industries, so feel free to update this list, edit, delete the industries that aren't appropriate for your company, and there you go. lost reasons are just, when you're pursuing a deal, you kind of want to know why you didn't win it, and this helps you do that. Sales roles. This is where the sales team thing comes in, and you can indicate, if you're chasing Samsung on the sales team, you can indicate if you're the country leader or the global leader of the Samsung account, or the sales manager or a sales rep. This way you can organize around a company globally and, also with subsidiaries, that kind of thing. Sales stages, we recommend keeping simple. This is just a 4-step stage. And, the more you add stages, the more you're asking the sales reps to indicate, that they're at another stage. But feel free to change the names, add, edit, do whatever you like. But we think this is a good basic stage name and structure. You can also indicate the deal completion percentage so that you know in your reports how many deals you have in final negotiation, for example, and you can weight them. 90%, you're 90% sure that you're going to win this deal. When you're in negotiation, there's only a 50-50 chance. When you're qualifying, only 25% chance that you'll win. So feel free to adjust those if you like, but do it only in the beginning because it will change all your deals if you do it down the road. So it's something to think about. Let me know if you have any questions. Sources, these are like lead sources. Did the lead come from a historic relationship? That's very common. A salesperson had the lead at another company, or was it a cold call or an email or a Google search or any one of these things? Feel free to edit those. The last one is won reasons. It's also good to know why you won a deal. Often it's pricing, but sometimes it's a relationship again, or you guys are just giving great service. So indicate those and they will appear in the dashboard charts and also in the reports you can run by filters. So those are the big categories. Locations, users, settings, languages is not something that the admins can set up right now. We're going to actually remove that. And then campaigns, you can set up campaigns that have a start date and an end date. And then your sales team can add deals to those campaigns. And then you can run reports and see how effective the campaign was. So that helps, power up the team, get them excited and engaged, and focus on particular trade lanes or a marketing campaign for a certain period of time, 30 days, 90 days, something like that. So that's the whole CRM admin setup. Then your typical, what you're going to be asked to do, as I mentioned before, the most common thing is a salesperson leaves your company and a new one arrives. Up here in the upper right-hand corner next to the Add User button, you can choose options, which I'm showing here. You can switch user, which allows you to switch and see the screen of any one of your sales team and troubleshoot their problems, and or just peep in and see what their activities are if you're the owner or if you're the senior manager. Reassign user, and this is where you would reassign all the sales data from one exiting person. And you want to do this before you disable a user. So you can reassign their sales data while it's still active to a new user. And here's the reassign user screen. When you put in the departing user's name, the new user, or back to yourself if you prefer, it will automatically transfer all of the companies, contacts, deals, calendar events, and tasks to the new salesperson. So they will be the sales owner on those accounts. And this really gives them, a good bit of momentum going forward to have some sales data already entered in their CRM. So that's the third thing. You can download the user information, or you can look at just login enabled users or users that you've disabled, and those would be, they left the company or they were fired, or they're no longer there, but you keep their all their information. They cannot log in anymore, but they still have their information in there. Here's the active users in your list. So that's really how you do the reassign information and other CRM admin type user activities. Let me know if you have any questions about that or about anything related to CRM admin or first rate CRM in general. I hope that helps. Thanks a lot.